What's going on, guys? This video is gonna be a little different. We went out fishing a couple weeks ago and unfortunately we had no luck. Only a few small sea robins and like stingrays and nothing good really. But on the way back, the kayak flipped on the waves going in the inlet. So I wanted to post this video to show you guys how it happened and what I did to get back on it. I know it's a bad decision to go in the inlet where all the boats are, and we timed it really bad. There was a bunch of boats going by, but you guys are gonna see what happened soon. Got hit by a pretty big wave and the kayak went upside down, just like that. It was really fast, and I don't think there's anything I could have done other than avoid the location, of course. So coming up, it's gonna happen right now. As you guys see, the wave just flipped it over. I got a little scared in the beginning and try to get back on top of it to flip it, and the Pro Angler is a really wide kayak, so I couldn't do that. My brother-in-law tried to help me here, and he was being pushed all over the place by the waves, so he couldn't do much. What he did though is he got my wallet and my phone, which were in a waterproof box. So I'm glad he did that. That's one of the things that he got out of the water for me, and I'm glad he got that. Another mistake that I did: the phone should be on the waterproof case inside my life jacket with me. The wallet should be in the car. Maybe take a driver's license inside the plastic bag, and that's it. But laziness, I didn't do that. So luckily he was able to get it. Over here he's trying to help me flip it, but the wave is pushing him off too, and he still had the line, the hooks on and everything, which is another mistake that we made. I also had that. And when launching in the surf, you shouldn't have the hooks or anything like that in case stuff like that happens. You can see my stuff floating around. I was calm, but I really didn't know what to do. You see me trying to push the kayak over here from the side. I was never going to be able to get it like that. And then try to get back on top of it again, and I couldn't do it. But the week before that, we practiced getting back on the kayak. And that really helped me because we could do it from the side, but it's really difficult. Oh, there go my sandals. If you guys see those around, I still have the other feet, so hook me up, help me out. So back to it. So we managed to get on it from the front really easily. So this is what I did here. I got it on the front, used the fins to get on top of it there, which I should have gone from the back. There was a lot of water inside the kayak once I flipped it, but for next time I'm gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna grab on the side, and it's gonna be really difficult to get to it. But if you guys see that rope over there, that white rope with that little box for bait, that rope saved my life, because all I had to do is hold on to it and lean back, and it flipped the kayak right over. So you guys are about to see it right now. I'm gonna grab the rope and it's gonna flip so easily. So let's wait a minute.
Preciso da corda, me dá a corda da sua âncora que eu vi ele.
Here we go. I'm grabbing the rope right now, pulling it up. I'm gonna hold on and just lean back, and it's gonna flip the kayak right over. Look at that. So that's my tip. Always have ropes with you guys. That rope happened to be there by luck, because I had the bait box right there, and as you guys can see, my rod was on the side over there. The only thing I lost, everything was leashed. The only thing I lost was one tackle box, because my cooler opened. So it was bad, but it was not as bad. It couldn't be a lot worse, and I wanted to post this video so you guys can watch it and look at all the stupid mistakes I did and try to avoid it. Another big mistake I did is I did not have a pump to remove the water from the kayak. And the kayak, it doesn't look like it now, but it had a lot of water inside, and it was very difficult to maintain it without flipping again, because when the water moved all to one side, it was very difficult to keep it from flipping over. what I should have done is maybe get off right there and have my brother-in-law drag me in the kayak to back to the beach, but I just got on it and started going.
Querem me puxa
And
aqui.
as you guys are gonna be able to see in a little bit, there's so much water that the front of the kayak it's like it's underwater at times. See, I almost flipped right here. So I should have a pump, and as you guys can see, there are no boats going out right now and no boats coming back in, so the timing was horrible. Like, we shouldn't be launching by the boats, but to help, the timing was horrible. So I'm getting all the rods back over here. I'm gonna get the rope back. That rope I also use for my anchor when I want to anchor, and it saved my ass this time.
Não.
So my
No,
camera
that's
is
sua.
there, it stayed in place, the paddle stayed
Tem
in
muita
place,
água dentro,
everything.
tá muito desequilibrado.
So luckily I only lost one tackle box, a little box of coke, and one sandal. I mean 1 feet of my sandal, and that's all I lost. So it was a bad experience, but it was also a good experience. I learned a lot from this, and hopefully you guys can watch this and learn from my mistakes. Don't do as I do. So if you have a big kayak like a Pro Angler, Jackson Big Rig like I used to have, and anything big, you gotta have some rope with you so you can flip it over. It's very difficult to do it by hand because the kayak is really wide, and once you have it upside down, you can get back on it. I got back on it from the front. So here's my brother-in-law trying to give me the rope so he can drag me.
De qualquer maneira,
But
sem
guess
problema.
what? His rope was all tangled up, so it didn't help at all. So I just turned around and started moving back. And right now it looks fine. But once the water moves to the front, you guys are going to be able to see a little better. There is going to be water coming like on top of the kayak right there. I don't know if maybe if I went a little slower, maybe that would have happened. But I
Muita
was
água
really
dentro.
like desperate to get out of the water because I was really afraid of
Pra não ver que
everything
a frente
sinking.
dele tá pra trás.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep going like that,
Vai afundar.
and I'm gonna almost lose control twice, and then my brother-in-law is gonna come over and stay on the side, and he's gonna help me get back there. So over here you can see a couple people fishing on the right side, fishing on the rocks over there, and coming up a little bit more, there's gonna be one surfcaster that I guess watched the whole thing because he wasn't that far. And I asked him to get the line out of the water so that we wouldn't have problems, because I was afraid and I was sinking and the water was coming on top of the kayak. And he didn't. He just sat there, and of course I ran right by his line, and I wanted to get out of the water. You guys can see all the water on top right there. I was desperate. I didn't know what to do, so I just cut his line. After that I walked over and I gave his lure back to him and apologized, but I still felt bad for doing that. I hate when people do that with me. So I gave him his lure back and I apologize. That knife right there, it was on my life vest, and it was really lifesaver because the other bait knife that I have, it was gone.
Tá, isso
So
mesmo.
always have a knife with you all times. So I should have my knife, I should have my phone, so I don't have to worry about that, but I didn't. So over here my brother-in-law is gonna come over soon. He's gonna help me get back, and that's pretty much it.
Albert,
So I hope you guys can watch this, and look how much water is on top right now. I was almost losing control, and that's why I cut this line, because I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to get the kayak back over there. So I hope you guys can learn anything from this. I hope I did. I hope I don't make the same mistakes again. I'm definitely gonna have a pump with me next time. So I hope you guys can take a little bit of this and help you guys if you ever go in the same situation. Have some rope with you, have everything attached. I didn't lose anything. I lost one tackle box, but the rods, which was the most expensive, everything was fine. Look, I almost flipped over here again. I had to jump on the side of the kayak, and then that's when I was like, listen to my brother-in-law. I was like, listen, you gotta help me get back. And he came over and he helped me get back to the beach. So I hope you guys can take a little bit of this and apply, and don't make the same mistakes. And I catch you guys in the water. Stay safe.
acelera, ele afunda. Pega a ponta dele, que senão ele vai afundar, Fernando. Acelera o motor. Tem que levantar a ponta dele, senão ele vai afundar. Segura com força. Tá acelerando o seu? Segura com mais força, mais força. Ok, vou parar de acelerar. Sorry guys, I'm sinking. Tira. Mais rápido eu vou, mais água cai em cima. Tá cheio de água dentro. Eu acho que não vou entrar aqui tão cedo, cara. Olha o Killis ali. Tirou o seu, pode tirar o seu. Nossa, não devia ter tirado. Piorou. Quantos packs tá aqui? Sufoco, hein? Pelo menos aprendi a virar o caiaque hoje. Sorte que a corda da âncora ficou presa. Na hora que eu passei a mão assim que eu vi a corda na âncora, eu falei, ó, graças a Deus. Aí você pode me soltar e ir. Tá. Tira o seu negócio.